colleagues, ministers, members of parliament, and the business community, dear friends, my army is here, and we are going to fight bravely. I am Norbert Mao, Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. Mr. President, America has Fortune 500. How many has Uganda got? Those who are the pillars of the economy. I'm consoled by the fact that America did not nurture the Fortune 500 overnight. So I thank you for convening this fireside chat to enable us nurture our Fortune 500. Who are the wealth creators in Uganda? They are the people who multiply money, create jobs, grow our economy, and provide the money to do all the things that Uganda needs. I thank you, Your Excellency, for convening this meeting. The investors are here to put a mirror before our faces. It is a kind of reality check. But apart from telling us what we look like, the good, the bad, and the ugly, they are also declaring their very big dreams for which they seek support. And I think that is the most important part of this meeting. Some of the things we have seen in the mirror are things we like. There are also things we don't like. I can assure you, Mr. President, the mirror is a clean one. It is not broken. There is no distortion. If you were not the one who had called this meeting, I would have said the Honorable Nite had invited you and set a trap for you. Mr. President, these investors have read very long charge sheets here with many charges. And the Honorable Minister of Finance got the longest charge sheet. I hope he will have a fair trial. But there have also been very uplifting and empowering moments. This indeed has been a very empowering meeting. I hope you, the business community and investors, have discovered what your true power is, the power to recommend. And what better forum to make your recommendations than this kind of forum convened by none other than the President of the Republic of Uganda. You may not have the power to decide, you may not have the power to do many things, but the power to recommend is a lot of power. Many things start with recommendations. So this is a big forum for you. We are here to close the gap between where we are, where we ought to be. But we all agree that where we are is better than where we have been. Mr. President, since I joined government, I've discovered one thing, that government has not been good at speaking about the good things that it does. Those who spread the bad news are faster and more effective than those who spread the good news. So we hope that this, from the inside, I've found that there are actually a lot of good things going on. You know where I've been. So I call upon those of us who work with you to run faster, catch up, and overtake those who are spreading the bad news, not only in Uganda, but also abroad. What I know is that the investors have their own stories, and I want to thank you for accepting to stay here the whole day to listen to them, because this is about them. Reminds me of Ellis Island in New York, where immigrants were asked to tell their stories of immigration. One of them wrote, "I came to America because I was told the streets are paved with gold. I discovered three things. One, the streets are not paved with gold. Two, the streets are not paved at all. 3, I was expected to pave the streets. Mr. President, these are the stories I've heard from some of the people who have talked, notably the former Minister of Agriculture, the Honorable Victoria Sekitoleko, who made it clear that we lured her to think the streets were paved with gold. She discovered that the streets were not paved and that she was expected to pave them. But also, Mr. President, this is about leadership, and it starts with you. It's about tackling bottlenecks, and the investors have told us that the bottlenecks are at the top. This is also about accountability. So if you, the President of Uganda and the Fountain of Honor, has decided to come and sit here to be held accountable by investors, who in this blessed republic will have the guts to refuse to be held accountable? Because you are here to be held accountable. And I want to ask the investors to be frank, scratch where they're itching. I know, of course, that in our African cultures, some unmentionable parts cannot be scratched in public. And so I hope you will grant private audiences to some groups of investors, particularly these small businesses who have asked for grants. When they hear of $10 million for coffee consortium, it's a very big word. Then those who make shea butter in Pade and Arua, they wonder, when will the shea butter consortium also be thought about? Then the beekeepers of Nakasongola will also talk about their consortium. And then the coffee cooperatives in Bukoma and Simbi, they also want to be, they have basically said they are not looking for loans. So without them lobbying me, I want to request Your Excellency through your daughter to give audience to some of these Ugandans. I think they feel jealous when they see the oil sheikhs from Saudi Arabia always visiting you. They see the Chinese and others. Your own struggling people also want to come and meet you because they are the ones you have promised to protect in your recent speech. So I believe very strongly that today you'll continue to do what you do best, as stated in 1 Corinthians 14:8. If the trumpet does not sound a clear call, who will get ready for battle? Your Excellency, you mobilized us during Corona. These people responded. They want to hear you now giving them new incentives. You mobilized the country and immunized all the citizens. You fought the battle against HIV/AIDS. These are your trumpets that you have blown. Now you have become an economic freedom fighter, and the army is here. With those words, I want now to invite the representatives of the Uganda Registration Services Bureau to tell us why anybody should not believe that Uganda is not the best and fastest in getting businesses out of the labor ward up and running. Thank you very much.